Valley is quickly rolling around as the middle of the week is fast approaching. We have 9 races coming up at the City Circuit and there's a very high quality Class 2 amongst them. Welcome to Racing to Win. We've got a preview for you all right here on the show. And joined in the studio today by Paul Lally and Nick Child. And Nick, that Class 2, there's 3 newcomers to the Valley. It doesn't stop there, though. No, it doesn't, Mark, absolutely not. And look, it's been pretty hot in Hong Kong at the moment. This race is extremely hot as well, with some very smart horses lining up, headed by Helene Feeling, of course, who's a regular around here. But really looking forward to seeing Hong Lok Golf. I think he's a fascinating runner here at Happy Valley. He's done an amazing job. We'll have a closer look at that race very, very soon. Paul Lally joins us also. Can you spice it up even further with some jackpots? Just the one, actually, going into the last race there. There's $1 million going to the quartet first 4 merge pool. Should be a few jackpots on the weekend because we only had one favourite win all day. So hopefully for favourite punters, they managed to get into the money here at Happy Valley. So look at the meeting details for this week's midweek program. Of course, there is no racing next week. We're taking Royal Ascot as part of the World Pool, so a week off Happy Valley next week, but not on Wednesday. 6:40 the first, and that was the 2 races that we focus on. The first of them is race number 6. It's over the 1,650 metres. Class 2, Helene Feeling, 2-time course and distance winner. Void Samurai, first time at Happy Valley. Telecom Fighters, a 7-time course and distance winner. Hong Lok Golf has won all but one of his starts. Soleil Fighters being top 3, 8 out of 10 course and distance. CP Brave placed after racing wide last time. The Golden Scenery goes up in trip. Steps Ahead comes to the Valley for the first time and has the blinkers on and embraces 2-time course and distance winner. Steps up into Class 2 for the first time. And both Telecom Fighters, Paul, and Void Samurai are noted for leading. Yeah, they do. They both like to lead. So I don't think they'll try and take each other on too much. Jimmy Ormond and Derek Long aboard the 2 respective horses. So a couple of senior riders there. Soleil Fighter's going to get that perfect run from an inside draw. Steps Ahead, blinkers on for the first time. Hong Lok Golf, the Golden Scenery, Helene Feeling, and Braces gets back, and CP Brave from his wide draw I think will go all the way to the back, but it's only a small field. Nick touched on Hong Lok Golf at the start of the show. An integral part of the success has been his jockey. It's Harry Bentley.
Harry Bentley, you've got, well, at least one very nice ride coming up on Happy Valley's card on Wednesday night. Now, you certainly caught the eye when we saw him in Hong Lok Golf, trying this course for the first time. Must be excited to get on board once again.
Yeah, of course. Very happy to be back on board. Different track, so it's going to be interesting how he suits the Valley.
Basically, in a nutshell, how do you think he will suit the Valley? I mean, is he a horse that you think will operate around there?
Well, he's a very well-balanced horse, so I don't see it being a problem. I mean, his one of his assets is that he really gallops and stretches out nicely, so a shorter straight is something to contend with, but I don't see any reason why he won't perform there.
It's a new trip for him as well. Obviously, last time was a mile at Sha Tin. I mean, the extra 50 metres is neither here nor there, but I guess a different dynamic for him, but he certainly gets the trip well, doesn't he?
He does. He's a horse that will go further in time, so the extra 50 metres is going to be no issue whatsoever.
Talk me through his trial, Harry. The trial looked pretty good as well.
Yeah, really happy with the trial. In the past, he's been... he has a tendency to not perform as well on the all-weather surface, but I have to say he gave me a fantastic feel last time, and yeah, he really impressed me.
Form's worked out nicely on paper. He beat Prey Fameur last time out. He's come out and won a Group 3 since, so everything just seems to be sort of lining up nicely in his favour, this horse.
It does. The form's really stacking up, and yeah, you know, his performances have gone from strength to strength, and he's strengthening up as a horse, and mentally he's just a lot more switched on. So I've been really happy to see how he's progressed throughout the season, and yeah, it'd be lovely to get another one.
He's such an exciting horse, Paul. Unlucky perhaps not to be unbeaten, but done an amazing job. That win last time, he had to dig really deep. He did, and only good horses do that, don't they? And he's got himself out of a hole and did manage to win that race. And look, as you can see, 6 starts, 5 wins. Never been to Happy Valley under race conditions before, so that's a slight query. But the way he races, he can put himself on the pace. I think it's not going to be an issue. No, look, I don't think it will be. I mean, Harry said he's pretty versatile type of horse. I think he's very sort of tractable, and look, he's come a long way in a short space. I mean, he's up to 89 rated now, so he's done plenty. He sure has. He's not a massive horse height-wise, Nick, but he's really solid, isn't he? He is, yeah. Look, he's a strong horse. He's a horse who obviously has plenty of substance about him, doesn't he? And, you know, Harry seems to have gelled with him really well, and he and Chris Sowan,
Well, Jackie Wong, this horse's owner, has had a great time so far.
Yeah, he's solid as a rock.
He sure is. He's on the speed map, Paul, just behind Telecom Fighters and Voyage Samurai. Is that the most important thing, to have them in the race in a small field?
Yeah, I think it is, because it's going to ensure there's pace. It's not going to be like a sit sprint race, is it, by any stretch of the imagination, with both those two horses. So it's going to be a genuine pace, but I don't think they'll go silly in front with senior riders aboard.
Here's a graphic with the combination, Nick, of Chris So and Harry Bentley. 27 times they have combined, 5 wins, 10 placings as well, and got some decent chances outside Honglock Golf on Wednesday night.
They have indeed, yeah, look, absolutely, and you know, always eye-catching when they do team up together. Interestingly enough, those 5 wins have been on this horse, Paul.
Yeah, they have. So obviously they've teamed up, and obviously we wish Harry a happy birthday as well. Harry Bentley, the birthday boy. So I think he's got some really good rides throughout. And Chris So, obviously, he's in the good form at the moment. Noah Hart, I think, is a really good chance as well.
Yeah, no, I tend to agree. Chris So, he's had a good season really overall, hasn't he? So long may that continue towards the 16th of July.
Our lucky glory, Nick, yet to get it at 16.50. If he's ever going to do it, he's got the perfect chance this week, doesn't he?
I think so, but then we've sort of seen this movie before, haven't we, really? So I'd prefer him at 6 furlongs, Paul, but they're having another go at the extended mile.
Yeah, they are. The way he races, you'd think you'd eat it up, wouldn't you? But look, yeah, I've included him, but again, I haven't got him on top.
He's drawn barrier number 1. You can find the preview on the website for the race by race, hkjc.com. Click on audio and video. In braces, Paul, 2-time winner, 16.50. Dominant last time. He was disappointing in the start leading into this. Up in grade, though, for the first time.
Yeah, look, he's at this all-time high of 80s. Did start the season on 53, so he's a 3-time winner this season. It's a little bit of a tricky sort of a mark 80, isn't it? Because you're either going to be top of Class 3 or bottom of Class 2. So, look, this is a big test for him.
It is, and look, take nothing away from the now £2 claiming Angus Chung, but Jerry Chow knows him really well. He doesn't ride this time around.
And we saw Jerry celebrating there, so yeah, that's a very good point with Angus getting on board. Voyage Samurai, Nick, he leads in this race, but with Telecom Fighters, he's probably going to have to sit off the pace. Helene Feeling at Happy Valley, not normally can be left out, gets a £7 claim this week too. Yeah,
which is fascinating actually. Alice Wong and Danny Shum teaming up, and you know, his record around here is pretty good. And he's a very solid type of horse, consistent at this sort of level, so he'll be right at home around here. Voyage Samurai, say, another horse trying the Valley for the first time, on-pace runner, so he'll give you a sight. I don't think he'll have it all his own way, however, but you know, he's a talented horse, Paul. Yeah,
he likes to boss from the front, doesn't he? Which he probably won't get his opportunity with Telecom Fighters in the race. But look, he's quite a horse that another one that does like to fight.
This horse, Paul Soleil Fighter on your speed map, is getting a great trip in behind Telecom Fighters. CP Brave stuck on okay this night. He was wide throughout. It's his best performance at Happy Valley, but is Soleil Fighter the one you're taking out of this replay?
Yeah, I am. Look, he's a 3-time course and distance winner, has been second 3 times. So he's one that you don't have any queries about the Valley. He's got Zach Purton aboard. He's drawn barrier number 1. He's just going to be right in behind the pace, I think. So, look, he's definitely he will get his opportunity if he's good enough.
Yeah, for sure. I think he is good enough because he's had 3 runs in the grade. He's placed all 3. Only 3 times from 13 this season. He's finished outside of the top 3. He's the gift that keeps on giving, really.
He's had a great season, hasn't he? Just a quick touch, Nick, on steps ahead. We saw him in the interview. Yeah. Another one coming to the Valley for the first time with great credentials.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know, I think this horse has got a cracking chance. I really do. And look, he's got blinkers going on first time. He stays well. He certainly gets 18 well enough, and he's drawn nicely. Andrea Etzani 1 from 1 on him. Oh, look, he's a smart horse. Let's not forget. I mean, he contested a couple of 4-year-old series races.
Oh, definitely. I've got him as the Quinella horse. I think he's a big chance in the race.
All right, Honglock Golf first, steps ahead second.
There we go, easy as that. Honglock Golf to beat steps ahead. We'll put Soleil Fighter in there for third with that consistency, and Voyage Samurai from the front, 4, 8, 5, 2.
Yeah, very similar sort of numbers, just a different 4th selection, but Honglock Golf, I think, the one to be with here. He's a smart horse, this fellow. I think he might well finish the season sort of in triple figures the way he's going. Steps ahead him for second, another fascinating runner trying the Valley. Soleil Fighter goes in. I put him braces in down at the bottom, lightweight. He's a decent type of horse as well if he can step forward. 4, 8, 5, 9.
That has been the first part of racing to win. That's a really good field, race number 6 at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. We'll take a break, come back and have a look at the last right after this. Welcome back to Racing to Win. Happy Valley Wednesday night is the focus, and as always, out of the break, it is time for the last run reminder, Paul, and this is a horse that was having his first start for a new stable last time. It is race 4, number 10, Rewarding Twinkle.
Yeah, Frankie Law's got this horse now, and look, it was a good run for the new stable, I thought, here at Happy Valley, because he was slow away. You can see he was clearly last there on the inside, and he had to make up that ground, and you can see that they did go sort of on standard. It was a little bit quicker, but not too much. Came through on the inside. Now, they did fan across the track here. He got that run through on the inside, and after missing the start, he'd had to do this work to make it up, but he was still making some good ground there at the end. Wasn't too far away from the eventual winner in this race either. You can see they finished in a bit of a clump. So a good run there from Rewarding Twinkle, and second start for Frankie Law.
It is. So that is the last run reminder. Race 4, number 10, Rewarding Twinkle for the Valley. On to race number 9 now, and this is the running of the Class 3 over the 1,200 metres, and we've got Chateau Neuf getting a £7 claim at the top of the book. 7 weeks between runs roughly for Wings of War. Hayday's a last start winner, but just struggled a bit so far in this grade. Cheek pieces go on King Miles. Fatal Blower, 7-day backup, has the blinkers on for the first time. We've got Golden Rise with a wide draw again. Sovereign Funder's placed his last 2 in this grade, and Skycap raced wide last time, gets a better draw in gate 2 and is going to share the lead, Paul. Skycap with Hayday.
Yeah, Hayday might want to go on with her eventually, but Skycap, when he won his race, he did lead all the way. Looking bright, went forward on his debut run. There was plenty of money to suggest he'd run well there. Everstar was wide all the way in his last couple of starts, but he should get a perfect run. Harry Bentley aboard from barrier number 3. Fatal Blow's got blinkers on for the first time. Chateau Neuf won't be too far away and has got that £7 claim. King Miles, when he draws wide, he goes back.
Before we get back to the boys, it's time for interview. Nick is done with the rider of Wings of War. It is Hugh Bowman.
Huey, Wings of War is a horse you know very well indeed. Runs in race number 9, upcoming at Happy Valley Wednesday night, and that was a better effort last time. Certainly looked at a return to form.
Yeah, well, he's been pretty consistent all year. He's had a good season actually, but he's in the sort of form that could see him, you know, sort of figuring the finish in a race like this. He's drawn a little awkwardly, but he's a horse you can't rush early, but you don't want to be sort of coming from the tail of the field either. So we're going to have to rely on a few circumstances to fall into place in that around that first corner, but he's going well, and he races best fresh, so he's had a little time between runs, so he should bring his best foot forward hopefully.
You mentioned the fresh angle here. I wanted to sort of ask you on that. I mean, he's coming up for only 7th run of the season. Some of these are comfortably into double figures, so I guess there is that little bit sort of in the back of your mind that he might just have that edge on them, perhaps with a bit of freshness.
Well, I mean, it's going to have a lot to do with luck in running, of course. I mean, he's sort of at a rating that hasn't got a margin up his sleeve against these types of horses. But in saying that, he's fitting well, and as I point out, he does like his run space, and he gets that set up going into this Wednesday night, and he's certainly one of the main chances, I would have thought.
The top weight is Chateau Neuf. I know you rode him last time. Would you sort of rate him as maybe a bit of a danger? Obviously, you sort of know him, having ridden him.
I've ridden him a few times, and I was pleasantly surprised last time I rode him in how much he's improved, because it's been some time since I rode him prior to that. And yeah, he certainly marked himself as a worthy main danger, along with King Miles, who's drawn sort of more awkwardly than me, and it's going to be a handicap to him too, the draw. So Chateau Neuf, he's shown versatility, and I think he's at the peak of his powers. So we'll try and keep him in our sights and run him down over the last couple hundred metres.
It's a good race, Paul, and Wings of War out of an informed stable. Dougie White's been getting plenty of winners around the valley in the last few months.
Yeah, look, he had a slow start to the season, but he's really come right now, isn't he? And he's managing to get those wins. It's not normally a race meeting that goes by that he doesn't have a win. Wings of War, he's drawn 9, so he'll probably go back from that draw.
Yeah, I guess so. And as Hugh rightly alluded to, as we've seen there in that interview, that he is a horse that likes to be weighted with and come with a late run, and he's good at that when he's got all the breaks.
Hugh rode this one last time, Nick. It is a Chateau Neuf. He ended up running second. Very grateful it had just the one trial leading into this race and flew home on debut. He's versatile, Chateau Neuf, and David Hayes has gone for a claimer this week.
He has, yeah, and interesting, obviously, speaking to Hugh and obviously touching on the fact he'd ridden this horse, he sort of I suppose, a little bit of a tip in itself that he sort of rates him as the danger, really, and that's the one that, you know, he wants to try and get past. So, look, he's in good form, but £7 off will help, and I really didn't mind the run of Very Grateful. I thought that was very eye-catching at massive odds.
Yeah, I'll put him in as well. He's by ace high, so you want time. He'll want further in time, but the way he finished off there, he could get away with a 1,200 metre race.
He's very, very slick, was Very Grateful. Here's King Miles, Paul. He's done everything around the valley other than win a race. We'll have a look at his stats there in just a moment. Wider draw this week out in barrier 10, but Zach is sticking strong.
He is sticking with him. I thought he should have won this day. He ranged up to Harmony and Blessed and just didn't go past him. King Miles, he's got that draw. They're going to put cheek pieces on, so obviously that gear change they thought might help him sort of focus a little bit more. Wide draw. I'm going to include him, but just on a very minor line.
Yeah, look, I know it was only quite marginal, but I mean, he had his head in front there almost, didn't he, really? Yeah. So, I mean, you know, he had his opportunity, as Paul rightly touched upon. Gate 10's obviously tricky, but the best man on board to overcome it. And as you say, he's had a good time around here without winning. 3 seconds from 4.
And 3 wins at Chartin. Zach 2 rides for those 2 placings, so he'll be looking to go 1 better with those addition of gear for King Miles in race number 9. Sovereign Fund, Nick, went down into class 4 and 1 down there. Then was able to bring the form back up into class ready's next couple of starts, and no doubt Paul will be making a case for Everstar as well. Yeah,
so I should leave that one to one side for my learned friend sat to my left. But Sovereign Fund, look, he's stepped forward, hasn't he? He's been beaten a head and a neck in sort of similar race. I mean, he was ahead off Kaholo Angel a couple of starts ago in third. No knock on him. He'll run his race, I think.
No, he definitely will. And just talking about Everstar, he was 3-4 wide the whole way there, and he didn't drop off. He tried hard. That's twice that he's been really wide and still stayed on. So he's a horse that really likes to try.
So you think he's got no concerns in this grade whatsoever?
No, 0.
That is Everstar and Sovereign Fund. What about Fatal Blow, Paul? This is last week on a good to yielding track. He has the blinkers on for the first time. Quick back up, lightly tried in this grade, but was making ground on the inside.
He was, and he's got blinkers on, so that should help him as well. He should get a good run from his draw. Look, he was right on the cusp for me. This is a really good race, but he just didn't quite make it in there.
Yeah, likewise. With the headgear going, I think he, for all he's run well enough, I don't think he was totally at home on that surface. All of his form is good to firm or good ground, so he'll appreciate the fact that the track's probably getting a good baking with the sun, and the conditions will suit him.
It sure is. Baking is the right word. It is stifling hot in Hong Kong at the moment. Now, Heyday, Nick, he's good last time. He likes Happy Valley. He likes 1,200 metres. Can you see a scenario in this race where he might be able to do something this grade for the first time, or you'd prefer to wait?
Do you know, I'd want to see something from him. He's had 3 goes in the class, but I mean, he's had a good season. He's won 2 from 10. He's put up a bold show here, beating Volcanus, who, look, take nothing away from him. He's been racing okay of late. I don't think the form's as strong as others.
Yeah, not for me. Not with Skycap in the race. He wins his races in Class 4, bossing from the front. Yep. He won't do that here in Class 3.
Skycap does something similar, so we'll leave the leaders till they drop in grade, and both of them, well, Skycap in particular, not too far off that. Your selections, Paul?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Everstay. Look, he was wide all the way. He's been wide a couple of times in this grade and hasn't run very well. It's, you know, he's sort of run really well. He's stuck on nicely. He's got barrier 3. I think he'll sit just in behind these leaders. He's got a senior rider that comes aboard for the first time in Harry Bentley. I just think he's going to get that perfect run. So I think he's just got every possible chance. Shadow Nerf, look, he's the main danger for me with that £7 claim. He ran really well from a wide draw last time and still managed to place. So now with this claim, I think he'll be running on strongly. Very grateful. Now, we saw that run on debut. He was massive odds, but he definitely outran those, and I think he could be running on strongly at the end. And then King Miles, look, he's probably going to be favourite, King Miles, but from barrier 10, I don't want to take him at the short odds. So he goes in there on a minor line. 9-1-8-4.
Yeah, look, I'm happy to see others be backed in this, because I think the 8's the one to be with. Very grateful after that nice debut performance. Derek Long and Cody Moe teaming up here, and I think he can step forward off of that. King Miles goes into to second. Look, he's drawn wide, but he's racing very consistently. He should give another bold sight once again here under Purton. Chateau Neuf has to go in. He's got £7 coming off, and he went very close last time. He's drawn 7, so I don't think he'll be too inconvenienced there. And Wings of War, didn't want to leave him out there, having heard what Hugh had to say about him. And he is still lightly erased in some of these. So I think he's got that edge of freshness coming into this race. And Douglas White, of course, amongst the winners at the Valley of Late. 8-4, 1 and 2 in a very good race.
It sure is. A good meeting coming up at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. Just a reminder again, all the replays and everything you need and all the race-by-race analysis are on the website, hkjc.com. Click on audio and video for hopefully 9 winners from you, Paul. And there's plenty of last-run reminders outside of Rewarding Twinkle on the website too.
Yeah, plenty there coming through this meeting as well. Well, we're going to go with Everstar. It's a good race, the last one. He's going to be a cracking each-way price, I think. Had no luck last time. And from barrier 3, we're going to get every opportunity. So race 9, number 9, Everstar is the best. As far as the value play is concerned, going to go with a horse who's only had 3 starts here in Hong Kong, and that's a horse called Legend Star. This is his last run. You can see him, he had to scout really wide on the turn. He's a son of Deepfield, this horse, and out of a Majestic Perfection mare. So he's got Alexi Bedell aboard. He rode him this night. And he was doing his really best work late. You can see him really stretching out down the outside there. And with those 3 runs under his belt, I think he can outrun his odds. And race 8, we'll do a QQP there for excellence value. Definitive, I think, will go to the front. He'll be the one adding value to it. And Lucky Touch is very consistent without winning. 2, 4 and 8 in race 8.
Yeah, best bet for me coming up on Wednesday evening. Early on, race 2, number 3, Happy United, off a mark of 54. He's off a very attractable looking mark nowadays, and he's got Angus Chung going on as well, claiming a couple of pounds off now. He's ridden him his last couple, ran really well here, and he has trialled very nicely since also, and I just think he looks ready to go and win again, this horse. He looks to be racing right back into form, beaten by a handy horse around the Valley and Lean Master last time. I think he's the one to be with on Wednesday night. And the value, we go race 9 number 8, Very Grateful. Look, he was a huge price on debut, not saying he'll be that price again, but with a bit of luck, 1 or 2 others are backed, and he might be a decent enough sort of price. Derek Leung will take the ride on board him, so that's in the last race. And the play, race 7, simple one here, a forecast, 1 Galaxy Witness to beat number 6, Glory Be.
We'll stay to focus on race 7 for the best Fortune Whiskey, £7 claim, barrier number 2. He's had some wide draws of late. 2-time winner course and distance, and from that important gate of barrier number 2, he might be a little bit closer and be able to finish over the top of them. Prestige Always, race 8, number 6 is the value bet. Derek Leung on board him for Pierre Rung. Horse only the winner of 1 from 11 starts, but was quite a good run last time. He covered some ground and stayed on in that, so Derek will partner him from that wide gate. Just might need a touch of luck from out there in the play race 7, Galaxy Witness, Fortune Whiskey. And last start, win a new power in a QQP, 1, 2 and 5 in race number 7. Bit of a different looking diary because there's a Happy Valley missing, so there's 2 Sha Tins coming up in a row. Saturday at Sha Tin, there'll be 11 races. It will be a normal start time for the summer series of 4 o'clock the first, 3:30 trackside live, the Hong Kong University Alumni Association Challenge Cup, the feature there. And then Sunday, the 22nd, Nick, the Premier Cup, the Premier Plate will conclude group racing for the season.
It will indeed, yes. What's been a really enjoyable sort of group race season this campaign, Paul, and a couple of nice races to finish on there. It'll be fiercely competitive, that's without doubt.
Yeah, always good towards the end of the season as well. There's something for everyone on Saturday. You've got simulcast first, you've got the summer series continuing, you've got some all-weather racing, you've got a Griffin race in there. You have to be happy.
You'd have to be. But we'll preview that later in the week. And then next week, Nick, the reason there is no Happy Valley is Royal Ascot takes centre stage.
Yeah, it does indeed. Yeah, 5 days of Royal Ascot, obviously Tuesday through till Saturday. Yeah, look, you can watch it all with the Hong Kong Jockey Club and the World Pool, and it's a great meeting. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been, but it is certainly worth going, isn't it?
Yeah, I have a few years ago. Went to one, but the Britannia is one that Hong Kong always focuses on, isn't it? Because a lot of the horses do end up here racing here.
Field of 35 or something, and 34 of them arrive here.
Not many less, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So that's what's coming up ahead in Hong Kong. And just some news, Benno Jung announced that he'll be retiring at the end of the season. So Benno with still about 9 or 10 meetings to go with runners, and will no doubt, hopefully, Paul, be going out with a bang.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. Yeah, and he's got some good in his horses left in the stable here at the moment.
And Gummy will be running in one of those all-weather races on the weekend. That has been Racing to Win. Big thanks to the boys, big thanks to you, and we'll see you at Happy Valley.